Good morning, folks. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and I'm here with Margaret Kunzio and John Tester from the Westchester County Board of Legislators, Mike Shalero and members of the North Castle Town Board, members of our veterans community, and a leader in the business community who is a disabled vet, and Ron Tochi, who's head of our Veteran Affairs programs in Westchester County. It is my intent in the next few minutes to sign into law a bill that was proposed by legislator Margaret Kunzio. We're here in her district in North Castle. Second time we're here in 2 weeks with a good announcement that really makes an important step forward for veterans and their ability to compete and get contracts with Westchester County in ways that will help their businesses thrive. A few facts about what this bill will cover. This is one of the most important things we can do to help disabled veterans make the transition to civilian life and to that private life from a business standpoint. There's 40,000 veterans in Westchester County. Ron Tochi will speak in a few seconds, and his responsibility to the Director of Veteran Services deals with those 40,000 people. But this particular legislation is aimed at giving service-disabled, veteran-owned businesses at least 6% of the county's future contracts all across county departments, and that includes the Westchester County Community College, Westchester Community College. This legislation requires departments and offices of the county to encourage the participation of certified organizations, as a long acronym, SDVOBs, in the county contracting progress, and requires documentation to prove that standard is being met. It does not establish a fixed quota requirement, but we believe this kind of an outreach will really help us get a much higher percentage of veteran-owned businesses, those who are disabled, to participate in the economic strength of this county. The County Office of Veteran Affairs will prepare and submit an annual report in cooperation with the various county departments to be submitted by June 1st of each year. That will go to the Board of Legislators, go to our offices and the county executives to see how we're doing in complying. And this is really a very valuable piece of legislation. It is sponsored by legislator Margaret Kunzio, who represents the district that includes North Castle, Mount Pleasant, and some of the villages that are in Mount Pleasant. She's been a strong advocate to this, and in a couple of seconds I'll be very happy to sign this into law. But before I do, we'd like to hear first from legislator Margaret Kunzio.
Thank you. Thank you very much, County Executive George Latimer. It's truly an honor for me to be here for this bill signing. Coming from a military family, my cousins are active in the Air Force. Many family members have served in other branches of the military. I was really honored when my colleagues at the Board of Legislators, when I proposed this piece of legislation, all came on board. All of them co-sponsored this. It passed unanimously through the County Board of Legislators last week. And again, I was truly honored to see the support. Even though this is a small population of Westchester County for our veterans, I feel that this is an important population in Westchester County. I feel that this is the least that we can do to thank those that have served our country and have given their time to protect us and to make sure that the county and this country are what it is today. So again, I want to say thank you very much to everyone that was involved. Again, to my colleagues, to County Executive George Latimer, who will be signing this into law, and to all the veterans who served. It is truly a privilege for me to be here. Thank you very much.
Next, we're going to hear from legislator John Tester of Peekskill, who is also the legislature's minority leader.
Thank you very much. First of all, it's always an honor and a pleasure to be in the presence of our veterans, our heroes of our country, and those who are here today. I want to thank them for their service to our country. And really, we are able to do what we're able to do because of the sacrifices they and their families made for us, which is why it was a no-brainer for me when Margaret came to me last year with this suggestion for this Westchester bill. I was happy to support her and be a co-sponsor, and then as the legislators read it and learned about it, they all wanted to be on board, which was a great thing, which makes things a lot easier when we want to get to the end of the process. So it's an honor to be able to do this for our veterans. As far as I'm concerned, there's not enough we can do. There's never enough we can do, but this is a big step for the county, and I want to thank the county executive for right away agreeing to be a part of this and signing this today and making this reality in Westchester. So thanks to all involved. Thank you.
Next speaker is our Director of Veteran Affairs, Ron Tochi. Ron, aside from his service in public office as a former county legislator, former assemblyman, is himself a veteran. I believe 82nd Airborne during Vietnam era. He parachuted out of planes into warfare in Vietnam. So he is a battle-tested individual, and he's with us here now on behalf of all the other veterans in the county to give us service for each generation of veterans. Ron.
I want to first thank the County Executive, George Latimer, for embracing this initiative, and certainly Margaret Kunzio and John Testa for pushing it forward and having it passed unanimously in the County Board of Legislators. The origin of this sentiment of helping disabled American veterans traces back to the Civil War. After the Civil War, disabled vets, people that were blind, people that were missing legs, and so on, were offered through the state legislature the ability to be on the streets of New York City or any city in the state of New York where they can sell wares. And they were newspapers and so on and so forth. So New York State has a rich history of taking care of those people who take care of us. At the same time, you heard that there are about 40,000 vets in Westchester County alone. I'm sure a small percentage are contractors, vendors of different types of services, and this will go a long way. But as the county executive indicated, this is really going to help make everybody aware of the fact that there are a lot of veterans out there that have a lot of skills, that are contractors, and they deserve at least the opportunity to be able to bid on contracts let out by the county and throughout the state of New York, actually. So we probably will be a vanguard in this county as to helping veterans gain employment opportunities through the contract associations throughout the county and the state. I also want to thank all of the veterans that are here today, led by our great leader, Bob McGurl, who has been the chief advocate, who was honored by our county executive. He heads up our Westchester County Veterans Advisory Committee. And these initiatives were all talked about for over a year now. And at the same time, I want to acknowledge my good friend and probably the chief proponent, Bill Siegel, who actually is a disabled veteran contractor and who helped push this forward. And you're going to hear from him. So again, God bless you and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ron. And as he pointed out, we have behind us, I guess we're blocking us from enjoying the presence, but we have men who have served this nation in a variety of the branches of the military, and they now serve this nation in a variety of different military organizations, veteran organizations, from the DAV to the American Legion and so forth. Gentlemen, we thank you for your service. And I do want to recognize this is the second week in a row we've had an announcement to make of some value in the town of North Castle. I mentioned it briefly, but our town supervisor, Mike Scalera, is with us here, and he brought along members of the town board, town councilwoman Barbara Giacinto, Councilman Jose Berra, and Councilman Barry Ryder. I guess we have enough for an illegal meeting, but we're not going to do that. But I think it's indicative of the support of the town. We're here in American Legion Post 1097. Is that the right number? I want to make sure I have it right. 1097 here, which is the host. We're right next door to the town center, and that's an example of how this town takes its affection of veterans that they're that's close together. And we appreciate all of you being here today and being part of this. Thank you. I don't know if we have another press conference next week in North Castle or something else. Some of the other towns want a little more of the attention, but thank you for your service to the veterans. Bill Siegel is with us here. He is a disabled veteran who has served our nation, and now he is a business owner in White Plains. And this is where the rubber meets the road. When we try to create some type of program, or in this case, some type of prioritization, it is to help people like Bill, who have suffered the wounds of their service, being able to have economic strength going forward. So, Bill, if you'd come and share some of your story, we appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is William Siegel. I'm a business owner. I'm the president of Siegel & Company. We're a general contracting firm in White Plains, New York. We are certified New York State, certified SDVOB, Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Business. And first off, I would like to thank Legislator Kunzio. A year ago, I went over to her office and explained to her this great initiative that New York State was doing, and we were hoping to bring this to the county. And I would like to thank County Executive for signing this, or almost signing it into effect. What this will do for companies like mine is it's going to allow us to gain a strong foothold in the construction industry, as well as other industries that the Westchester County is going to bid out. This not only helps us, but it helps our big community of veterans, not only in Westchester County, but in New York State. You know, I'm really happy that County Executive is behind it and every legislature is behind it. Honestly, I'm speechless to be living in a county that they are supporting our veterans, supporting our small community, and we're excited to bring value to Westchester County contracts all across the county. Thank you.
So without further ado, I'm going to sign this bill, which has been passed by the Board of Legislators unanimously on April 23rd, 15-0, and sign this into law. Today is the third day of the month of May. Feels like the third day of the month of July, after 75 days of February. And with this, I don't know if this is my pen to give away, but legislator, we'll replace this with a different pen if this isn't the right one. But the pen is yours on behalf of you. Congratulations. It's now law for Westchester County. Congratulations. Thank you. So if there are any questions from members of the press on this particular issue directed to Mr. Siegel, Legislator Kunzio, or Legislator Testa, Director Tochi, myself, we're happy to take any questions on the topic of this topic.
How specifically will this bill, Instagram, see signing it right there. How specifically will this bill allow veterans to succeed in the industry?
Margaret, since you're the author of the bill,
I was just going to say, and Ron as well, because so what this does is this encourages any of the county contracts, including Westchester Community College, to look at veteran-owned businesses. It is to encourage them. We're aiming for a 6% overall business set aside for this. Director Tochi will be there to assist. Since all these businesses have to get certified at the state level as well, the first step would be to contact Ron Tochi, and he will take businesses step by step through the process of getting certified through the state first. Once they're certified through the state, then they will be able to bid as an SDVOB business in Westchester County.
Yeah, the key to make this successful is for us to make everyone aware that there are set-asides, and the state, as well as all the local governments, not only Westchester, we hope everybody throughout the state will follow and set aside and encourage the disabled veterans to come forward. And as the legislator said, certification. Come to us, we'll show them the way to do it. They get certified, and hopefully there'll be a lot more that'll, over the years, be able to qualify for this service.
And let me just add that the county government in its entirety has a wide variety of things that we contract for. We think in terms of things that involve construction, but professional services, marketing services, things that we do in printing, all of those things that get contracted out from any department of county government, parks and recreation, the health department, the Department of Environmental Facilities, any of these departments would fall within the scope of what this is. And one of the things that Ron will be doing is reaching out to fellow department heads to make sure they understand what this represents, so that they could be sensitive to it and even identify the kind of contracts that may be coming up, so that where we know that we have qualified applicants for it, that they're alerted to and they have a chance to bid. We still have a responsibility when we bid on certain kinds of contracts to take the lowest responsible bidder. In other types of contracts, we can pick from a group of qualified applicants who have to submit requests for qualifications. But in either one of those cases, I think the key element here is that Ron and his office will help implement it, both from the administration side as well as from the applicant side. And I think that's the important connective here. Any other questions? If not, if you'd like to do any one-on-one interviews with any of the other individuals, please feel free. And we're going to wait a second or two, and then if you have any other questions on any other topic, I'll be available for that. Thanks.